project. I was super excited to show you because I've made a ton of progress. It is my Musselburgh hat. Unfortunately, I brought it with me yesterday and I believe the bag got left in the car and my husband just left to go run some errands. Welcome to Michelle's Fiber Studio podcast. My name is Michelle and I am your host. Today is Sunday, November 24th, and this is episode number 31. If you are a returning viewer, I thank you so much for coming back. And if this is your first time at the podcast, well, thank you so much for checking me out. It is a partly sunny day. I've left my windows open. Hopefully the sun, it has kind of dipped in and out, but hopefully it'll stay behind the clouds. It kind of looks like it will. It is in the 40s. We had some rain the last couple of days were really quite rainy, but today is dry and I think tomorrow is going to be dry. We might have some more precipitation coming in a little bit later in the week, but right now that's kind of where it's at. It's not too terrible. Kind of a typical fall day here in Maine. I have several updates on my projects that I want to share. I have one of my Advents that I'll give you kind of a little sneak peek at. And speaking of Advent, I know Vlogmas is something that a lot of podcasters do a lot in December, and I've been really thinking a lot about Advent and how, or Vlogmas rather, and how I want to handle that. Ever since I started the podcast, that was kind of in the back of my mind as to what I would do. I know I don't have it in me to do a Vlogmas every single day. And I don't know that I can commit to any particular schedule. So I think what I'm going to do, because I do think, however, that it will be fun for me to have an opportunity to take videos here and there around with my day, to open my Advents on camera and show those off, show off my Advent sock progress, and kind of just as a way to celebrate that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to film a little bit every day, and then every, I don't know, 4, 5, 7 days, I will put out a Vlogmas episode. And so I will, instead of labeling day 1, day 2, day 3, I will just label them episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. I don't know how many of these I'm going to do over the course of the Christmas season, and frankly, if I try it and I'm finding it's going to be too much, I'm going to stop. But I'm willing to give it a try because I think it would be kind of fun. I just don't know what I can commit to reasonably with the way my life is and everything else. So that is my thinking around Vlogmas and what that will look like on this channel. Before I move into my project, so let's take a quick peek and conversation at what I am wearing and Marta's wearing. I am wearing my fall Garter shawl. I spoke extensively about this, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes back. It was something that Marta was wearing, but it is something I knit back in 2012, in January 2012. I did it in about less than a month. It was a kit that I had gotten from my local yarn store. It is all manner of fun fibers and yarns, and there's some boucle, there's some shimmer and glitter and sparkle, and just all kinds of different types of yarns. Mostly all worsted weight, I would say. But it was just one of these where I had a kit with all kinds of different yarns. Start with one and just knit through them until you get to the very end. So this is a fun one. Kind of wanted to squeeze in maybe one last wear. I don't tend to wear it much outside of the fall because it is really such a fall colored shawl. I mean, I suppose I could, but I just really tend to grab it more in the fall. Marta has on a shawl as well, and that is the Yorkshire Meadow shawl by Jennifer Lassonde. I knit this in the summer of 2020. I started it June 17th and completed it on October 4th. The yarns are by JoJo Land, or Ho-Ho Land? JoJo Land? Splatter Dash. It is a 100% merino in a worsted weight. and it is like a tealy blue and a cream. The colors are numbered, so there's no real fun names for them. It's just a commercial yarn, but it's a really fun pattern that I did. Jennifer has some really fantastic designs that I really enjoy and appreciate, and so this is one that I like to pull out. Actually, I would say fairly regularly is one that I grab. I wear a mostly knit scarf or shawl pretty much every single day, especially when I'm at school. So that's one that is in the rotation quite frequently. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I've got 3 projects that I am going to talk about. Let's start with my GoGo Dynamo, my WestKnits MKAL shawl. I hope I did stop in the middle of a row. Oopsie. But there isn't a whole lot more to show than I had last week. I think last week I was working through the blue, the second contrast color section. So I am on row 3 of 4 in the main color, and then I have 8 more rows. So I got about 10-ish rows, we'll say. My goal is to get this done this week, and I was thinking about it earlier today, and I think what I'm going to do is make a goal of every day planning to knit 2 rows, which should have it done in 4.5, 5 days. So I think that's doable. And it has to come off the needles. It is time. I'm kind of, I don't want to say over it, but I'm over it. And I have some other projects that I would really like to be focusing on. I'm loving it, and it's beautiful, but it needs to be off the needles so that I can wear it, right? So my yarns, again, I don't think I talked about them for a couple of weeks. So let's do that real quick. I am using Homespun Girl yarns, and my contrast color is Main Tidal Pool. And what ended up being my main color, although it is the color that I bought second, I already had the Main Tidal Pool and I wanted something to coordinate, but then this ended up being used as the main color, is this mustardy, which is kelp. And then there is some mohair in there, which is their Mohair Silk Supreme in the colorway of Mermaid. So those are my yarns. Homespun Girls is a main dyer. This is yarn that I had picked up at the Fiber Frolic in Winslow, Maine. That happens every June. So I am really looking forward to getting this one off of the needles and onto my blocking board so that I can show that off next week. That is the goal, that is the plan. All right, project number 2 is my Northeasterly Blanket. I don't think I have a ton. I need to put a stitch marker in here because I did not do that last week, so I do not recall exactly where I was at. It's kind of a curly mess because it's curling in on itself. I am sure once I block it, there we go, it's these triangles, oh not even diamonds, I don't know what are the arrows, there we go, they're arrows, right? I believe I was working on this color here. I'm pretty sure that's the color I was working on. So I did this one here, which is kind of a brown, and then I have this orangey color, and then I am partway through this one here. Oh, let's get the loop out of the way. There we go. Come on. There we go. So I believe this is color 8, I think. I'm not keeping up very well. Tomorrow is the last official day to post in order to be eligible for drawings. So I don't know if I'm going to get the 4 colors done before tomorrow. And I have my next box that came. This is kind of technically on my yarn shelf, but seeing as there's really nothing to show beyond the fact that I got more little envelopes. I mean, that's literally what it looks like. I decided I would just take a quick second and insert that here with the project. So this box technically starts on Tuesday. I think this might be another one where I haven't, I don't want to say focused on it, but I haven't set any kind of goals or parameters around how I want to do this. So if I aim to do one color every other day, that should get me done in a month, right? 12 colors times every other day is 24 days, which is less than a month. So I think that's a doable goal and something I want to work to. Again, I haven't really dragged it out intentionally or with purpose. I just kind of have worked on it hit or miss. So that's part of why I like project planning. When I actually sit down and I try to create a plan, I get more accomplished because I have a goal instead of just this loose, I'm gonna work on things. And then I do a few rows and my brain goes off into the willy wax and I let it go and I follow it. And I don't actually I don't want to say force myself because it makes it sound not fun, but force myself to work on projects. So I think that'll be my goal on this one, is one every other day. All right, that is that project. The last project I was super excited to show you because I've made a ton of progress. It is my Musselburgh hat. Unfortunately, I brought it with me yesterday and I believe the bag got left in the car and my husband just left to go run some errands. So the upshot is the dogs aren't click-clacking around the house because he brought them with him, but the downside is I don't have the project bag, so I have to wait for him to come home. And so what I will do is plan to insert that segment right here. All right, here's my segment with my hat. My husband came back and yep, there's the dog. See, they're back. But I did definitely want to show off my Musselburgh because I got so much done. Unbelievable amount of progress. Look, look, look. That's where I was last week. I got all of that done. So I started right here is what I had done. So I like doubled. I more than doubled the amount that I have, which is just really, really fantastic. So I had done a bunch at school and then I took it with me to my conference. So I was working it all day on Friday, or most of the day on Friday. I think by the afternoon I kind of set it aside and mostly just participated or listened to the speaker, but I got so much done on Friday. I took it back out to breakfast yesterday. So yeah, it is coming right along, which is again good because it is a Christmas gift. So that is the updates that I have. And with that, I will return you back to the podcast. On my yarn shelf, I received my last Advent, and oh my gosh, I am so excited for this, you guys. It is going to be amazing. It is by Fangirl Fibers, and it is Beauty and the Beast themed. So what I have done, I have taken and I took it out of the box that it came in and I have placed it in this basket. But look how fun. Oh my gosh, I think I squealed when I opened the box this week. Here is day one. Look, they are all in these fun little bags that have Beauty and the Beast on them. So cute. So that is 1 through 24. I did not make myself really good notes. Next year when I buy an Advent, I did this last year too. I ordered the Advent and then what I should do is take a screenshot of the page that lists all of the details because I did not do that, and so I have no idea. I know it's a fingering weight yarn. I'm pretty sure they're 20 grams, but I don't remember. I think it might be a merino nylon yarn, but I don't remember. I do have a full skein on Christmas Day. So that's this one here. It came with the sheet that is going to tell me all the different color names. So that is super fun. And then there were a few really fun extras too. So the first one is this project bag. Cinch it shut like that. It is a really, really nice canvas that has, it's not stiff. You know, sometimes canvas can be kind of stiff, but it's not stiff at all. It has the super fun screen printing on there. And then a couple of other little goodies that came. I had this fun little pair of mini scissors. So I think these are going to go by the couch in my den, which I have like two primary places that I will work. One is my rocking chair in the living room, and that is like my home base. That is where everything is. Someday I'll have to, maybe during Vlogmas, show you the hot mess that it is of all the baskets and things that are around. Although by then I will have had to rearrange because our tree will be up. But at any rate, I got stuff everywhere, all around me, all around that rocking chair. But in my den, next to my couch, a lot of times at night, my husband and I will sit down and we'll watch TV. And so I have a little table next to me where I can set things, but what I end up doing is dragging things back and forth every night. So I think I might leave these little scissors on that table, and then I will always have a little pair of scissors. So at least that's one thing I don't have to drag. The other super cute, there's a little sticker. I don't know what I'll do with that sticker, but then the last thing is, and this one fell off, hold on, let me get it back on so it can join its friends. But I got this fun little set of charms and stitch markers and progress keepers, however I want to use them. But oh my gosh, they're so adorable. So I know they're probably not showing up super well, but they're this clear acrylic. You've got the clock, you have Lumiere, you have, it looks like Chip and Mrs. Potts, and then it's not really Belle, but it is the dress. So there we go. Actually, I could probably show these one by one, couldn't I? Maybe if I do it that way, huh? So here's one. They're kind of iridescent, so I know they're not going to pick up super well here. I've got Lumiere, and I believe this is Chip. And, I can't remember what's the name of the clock. Whatever his name is. So, that is my advent. I am super excited. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it, but we're going to open it up and then see what it decides to grow up to become. I'm going to move right into day to day. It was another busy week. My life, you guys, is just super busy. A lot of things going on. Tuesday was my and my husband's 30th wedding anniversary, so that was fun. He surprised me with a delivery of roses. I think I can pop a picture in here of that at school, roses and chocolate. So that was super fun. I was in a meeting when he stopped by, and the principal had just left to go deal with something in the main office, and then like literally 3 minutes later I get the radio call to come to the office, and so I was thinking I was needed to help process that. So I totally was not expecting it. When I walked in and then I saw him standing there, it was a complete surprise, which was really kind of fun. We have yet to go out. I had a lot going on. Couldn't do it that night. And then the rest of the week we kept trying, and then I was too exhausted. So maybe tomorrow we might be able to go out and have a nice dinner and a movie. Actually, there's a couple of movies that we're hoping to see. So we might try to do that tomorrow. On Wednesday, I went over to one of the elementary schools and I did a suicide prevention awareness training for the staff there. We are working, this is a training, it's an hour and a half long that by Maine state law, or statute, I guess, has to be done for school staff every 5 years. They have to be trained. And so we're a little overdue in my district. So myself and one of the other school counselors in the district are working to get everybody up to compliance. So the first one was on Wednesday, which I did, and went really, really well. It's a heavy subject material, but super, super important so that we can have the awareness and the staff can have the awareness of how to handle it when a student comes to them and expresses some suicidal thoughts or ideation. And as I told them, it can actually be taken out into their greater lives too. Like, this is not just limited to their interactions with kids. But unfortunately, mental health in the world right now is at an all-time high, or mental health concerns. And so having those tools and to know what to do is really super important. On Friday, I had I don't want to say the day off because it was a paid day, but I had our Maine School Counselors Association conference. So that was in Augusta, so I was not at school, my school, but went to the conference, and that was super fun. It's always a great opportunity to see counselors that I have grown to know over the last 5 years, including some that I did graduate school with, to spend some time with my co-counselors from my district, and to hear some different speakers and such on things. We had 2 really great speakers that were our keynotes. They were fantastic. We had some really great breakout sessions. There's some vendors that we can go around and meet, and so kind of get some resources there for different things. So it was a really, really great day. But I was tired. By the time I got home Friday, I was just wiped. It's a lot to kind of be, a lot of stimulation, a lot of visual and audio stimulation. So by the time I got home, I was just drained. And yeah, we had hoped maybe, again, to go out on Friday night. I'm like, I can't, I just can't. I need to sit here. And that was fine. That's what we did. So yesterday we did a bunch of errands. We went out to breakfast, and that was really nice. And then came home and took a nap. You know what? That was so good. I should have cleaned my fish tank, but I opted to take a nap instead. So yeah, fish tank needs to be cleaned this afternoon. That's kind of probably going to be one of the next things on the agenda. And that brings us to today, Sunday. Yeah, it's going to be quiet. I don't have anything else planned for the day except for cleaning the fish tank, right? And I think that pretty much is it. I don't have a whole lot more to add for this episode. So again, I thank you so very much for joining me. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up to like it. You can also subscribe to the channel so you know when I have made any updates. I will have links below for all of the things that I have talked about in the show notes. And with that, I hope you have a fantastic week and happy knitting.